Can you give us a little bit of a glimpse of what exactly has been doing really well on Zalando? Is it people working from home, buying hoodies? What kind of things flew off online?
Thanks for having me today. We've also obviously seen quite some acceleration in the market dynamics, both on the consumer side, but also on the brand side, as the fashion industry has been particularly challenged by that pandemic. And I think in terms of consumer demand, we've mainly seen it play out in two things. First of all, many more new customers joining our platform, but also those customers that join our platform, and the ones that are with us already shopping different categories. So we've seen a rise in the share of all the need-based categories, leisure wear, kids, sports, and also beauty, whereas occasion-based categories such as dresses or formal wear have obviously been on a decline given the lack of occasions.
So how do you see it as more people get vaccinated in Europe? And Central Europe is definitely far behind the UK and certainly the US. But when you look at how this pans out, so when people get vaccinated, do we go back to buying online and in store, or do we just continue buying online like the pandemic?
Well, I think what we are seeing right now is that there's still some accelerated demand shift from offline to online. That's probably due to the third wave. And as you said, also not the same pace of vaccination across Europe. But what makes us very confident also for the time later this year, especially for the second half, is that in all the markets where we are further ahead, but also in all the markets where we saw some relaxation between the first and the second wave last summer, we've seen continued strong traction with our customers. And that, I think, gives us an indication that although things hopefully will reopen soon, customers will still heavily spend online and hopefully also be very active on our platform.
David, I'm on the gram, by the way, obviously, at Matt Miller 1973. And that's really one of the places Zalando gets me. Really well-targeted ads, really just the stuff that I want. I can just click out of there and buy it. I wonder how much that costs you, that kind of targeted marketing. How much of a piece of the budget is that?
Well, I think, first of all, it's important to understand that we really want to be that starting point for fashion for you, right? So just like you said, we want to be the place where you naturally start your fashion journey and you just know whatever you're looking for, you'll get it. And we understand you better than any other platform. And that's why we put a tremendous effort in building great customer experiences, but we also obviously invest into customer acquisition. And if you look at our spending in marketing, it's been in the high single digits of revenue over the past years.
Looking at one of your warehouses here, and I don't know if it's just Berlin or if it's globally, everybody I know seems to want to work at Zalando. How is that situation going to look when we get vaccinated, when we come back? Is it going to be different working at Zalando in 2022 than it was in 2019?
Well, obviously, the pandemic has had a tremendous impact on the team. If you just look behind me, you will see an empty headquarters, right, which is really hard to get used to. And so we all hope that we'll meet here again soon in bigger numbers. But I think the team has also shown that we are really resilient and we can quickly adapt to the new circumstances. So we pulled off tremendous growth, faster growth than ever before, at a time where everyone all of a sudden had to work remotely. And I think that shows really the strength of the team and also the culture, which for sure we'll continue to leverage also after the pandemic. What we'll definitely see, though, is more flexibility and definitely a higher share of remote work also at Zalando, because I think we are all learning that this is valuable and also possible. And for sure, that's also going to be important for our talents in the future.
David, you're also going to build out 5 new fulfillment centers in Europe by next year. Where else are you going to put capital to work? Can you put more capital to work than you are right now?
Sure, and we have to, right? Because we just recently, in our Capital Markets Day in March, communicated a increased midterm ambition to grow to 30 billion in GMV by 2025, essentially tripling the company that we were last year. And that ambition will require significant investment. We'll mainly invest into our infrastructure, namely the logistics network, but we'll also heavily invest into our technology platform, because that's what ultimately drives the best customer experience in fashion and also all these great services that we can offer to our partners to participate in the great success of our platform.
Thank you so much, David Schroeder, the Zalando Chief Financial Officer.